Hi, hello everyone. I'm Cremulous, and today I'm joined by people, very fun people. I think you know these people. Welcome, Oblivionites, DTM, Phaeology Jewel, and Swiftsy. Or Jewel of Phaeology, rather. Welcome.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting us. Super excited to be seeing what we have in store for today.
Very excited to see some new theory crafts. I love doing it myself, so it's always interesting to see what other people come up with.
I want to know one question, and that is which of these units would win Failionaire? That's it. That's all I need to know. And Swiftsy is here to answer that question. I am pumped.
I mean, I'll let you know once I've seen them. I expect some extremely high quality units, otherwise I'll be very disappointed. So there's a lot on the line here.
Well, you're going to be disappointed if there's no Amelia. That's...
Sure.
If
Yeah, I feel like it's not that hard. Wait.
Is that a challenge?
All right, so with that said, we might as well start. Take it away, Oblivion.
Hey, hi.
Yes, puppy.
Do you ever recall your past life?
Not entirely. I get vague feelings. It's all a blur.
Oh. So you too. Does it upset you?
No, I don't think it does. This was bound to happen. Remember, the past is in the past. What matters is now.
I suppose you're right. Thanks.
My pleasure. You may always count on me to brighten your day.
Okay, I'll just say that right now. That was really cool. I really like that.
Poppy of Leosofamer. My, look at those eye bags. Oh, you people really need me over here, huh?
Does relaxing dream work on small humans?
Need a do-over? Okay.
Hi, I am Hyacinth, from the land of the Light Delves. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Your fate's been sealed.
You stand before Tigridia, Wood of the Dolgulfer, appointed personally by Lady Freya herself. You would do well to mind yourself in my presence.
Dang. She's coming for your orbs.
Yeah, for sure.
Kneel!
I am Camellia of
Wow, that art.
Dolgulfer.
That looks
Don't
fantastic.
pressure me, and it might just not make your nights a genuine horror. Is that all you can do?
Cam,
Speak.
do you ever think of your life before becoming an elfer?
I try to recall faces, those who took everything from me. I want to find them.
Why is that?
You know, Tigridia, it's impolite to answer questions you already know the answers to.
Of course,
To
to torment them. They'll grovel at our feet.
And yeah, there you go. Unfortunately, there is a typo. So now Tigridia's name is T. So we're gonna go with that.
Don't worry, it's just a nickname.
It's okay. Well, what were your first impressions?
Art was really good, especially the last one. T's art was like phenomenal. It was so good. Wow.
I mean, it's Ken May, so of course it's amazing. Like, she's very, very good. It really popped. I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah, the music and everything you put together sounded awesome as well.
Yeah, and I also like how there's like a little bit of a hint of like a storyline and like a theme between all the characters. And I think that's super compelling as well. At least that's something that I noticed.
I feel like the characters at the end, they need some help. They need some counseling or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Therapy.
They need someone to listen to them.
This is the perfect time to mention that our video sponsor is BetterHelp. But yeah.
Should we jump to the first kit?
Yeah, we might as well.
Alright. So the first one we have is Poppy, I believe
Yep.
it was, right?
Poppy.
She was voiced by. Oh, can we go back to her her neutral
Yes.
pose? Yeah. So she was voiced by Misenko, and the art was done by Emichu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but you can check out their links in the description. Poppy is a red bow flyer. And yeah, now we can move on to the theorycraft skills.
Okay.
Okay, so normally what I did with the last batch was that I would do each person of the group here would read one like complete set of skills. So who would like to take Poppy?
I can go first. So we have Flower of Sapor, grants res +3, grants defense and resistance +3 to allies within spaces, grants bonus to units defense and resistance equals X during combat, X equals number of allies within 3 spaces with HP greater than 50% +5, max equals +8. If number of allies within 3 spaces is greater than or equal to 2 and foe initiates combat, foe cannot make a follow-up attack.
Okay, so there's
And then
another
we
typo.
have-
It was meant to be 3 spaces.
And
So I assume.
then we have a preference dance with relaxing dream. Grants another action to target ally. Grants defense and resistance +5, and reduces damage from foes attack by 10% of units defense plus resistance, excluding AoEs, to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit and target ally for 1 turn. Cannot target an ally with sing or dance. This skill treated as sing or dance. Okay. Huh.
So this is a dance that gives basically like damage reduction, right? That by 10% of units defense and res. So that just implies like a flat damage reduction, similar
Right.
to like Spring Maria.
Yeah.
So that's really strong.
Yeah. Wow.
Because it's like both defense plus res, right? And for like tanky units, that generally goes to like 80 or something. I mean, I guess 10% of that is just 8, so it's not actually that bad, but
It's still pretty scary if you like match it up with other units that have true DR, so we tried
Oh,
to keep it
man.
a smaller percentage just in case.
Yeah, imagine that on like Asker or even like something like Ascended Athune or Fallen Rhea. That's like really
Right.
powerful.
No. You guys have got it wrong. Arden. That's who this needs to be on.
yes.
He'll get +2 when it comes to resistance. Like,
Doesn't matter. His defense will be amazing.
that's true.
Right.
And then we also have like a drive almost in the weapon, so we're getting even more defense and res there. So that's pretty nice.
Right. I believe it's just like defense res +3,
Yeah.
and I assume the last condition it's just for the unit's combat, and it's not like a drive effect.
Yeah, it's
as
not
well.
a drive.
Okay.
Okay. Unlike Hilda.
Hilda,
Right.
Hilda.
So yeah, definitely going to be a very strong support unit, specifically for tanks, I think.
Right. And it can give a visible bonus to defense and res up to 8, which is really nice.
It's nice that there's a fairy that focuses on defense and res, because all the existing ones, I believe they focus on other things really. So having one that's specifically for defense and res is quite nice.
Yeah, that was the kind of like niche that we were trying to tap into with her character, because like we noticed that most of the fairies, actually I think all of them, like there were none that were really specified towards like defensive playstyles. Most of it was like, oh, you're a dancer, you're gonna grant another action to an offensive unit, not a defensive unit. So we saw an opportunity and we took it.
Yeah, this will definitely be like probably like a very good dancer option, depending on the team.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you want like a unit who's tanking, so like an Ether Raids and you're doing a tank strat, or even in Summoner duels, just like trying to have a frontliner or like a far save unit that you like want to control an area,
Right.
this would be a great dancer.
You know who really likes this unit? Fallen Edelgard.
Really?
Aw.
She has really high
Never mind,
defense.
she is terrible.
Like she can get a visible almost up to 60. And then she already has damage reduction.
I mean, the thing with Fallen Edelgard is that she's not good as a tank or anything like that. You want her as like, and I say this as someone who uses Fallen Edelgard a lot. Like she's there to gale force, right? Like
Yeah.
any other situation, she's not that great in. So
You are the biggest Fallen
think she would
Edelgard fan I know. What is this? Fallen Edelgard is great.
really,
Well, second biggest.
if you've seen like all my like, I guess takes on like Twitter one, you'd know that I think Fallen Edelgard is a trash
But
unit.
you see, what you say is Fallen Edelgard is a trash unit, and then you go off and do all of these amazing things with your, oh, this is a bad unit. Oh, look, I cleared this whale team with
But
her.
that's Gale
Oh.
Force.
Right. Exactly. Anyways, but no, going back to the topic, yeah. I mean, specifically for like tanks, I think this will be like a best in slot for a lot of dancers.
Yes,
To support that.
definitely. Should we move on to the next one?
Oh, there's well, I mean, we could go
Oh.
over the kits.
Let's
for
go.
Poppy.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go with the kits. I forgot about that. So we have defense res unity. Do you want me to read every
You
skill?
don't need to. I mean, if you want to.
Okay, I just want to know, 'cause obviously you're gonna edit this out. Okay, anyway, so we have defense res unity, then we have AD far trace, then we have attack defense hold.
All right, why don't we move on to Hyacinth? Okay, so he is a Lance Flyer. The VA, the voice actor, was Bothax, and the art was done by Little Miss Dash. And as always, you can check their links out in the description. Yeah, he's here. He's happy to be here.
What I like to imagine is that as he's flying, in order to go faster, he sticks the lance out. You see how it has the little pivot point? So he just makes it go even faster like a propeller. I like that. That's a really neat design.
I really like the colors, like
Yeah.
the purples and blues look really good together.
I'm sure the artist will be very happy to hear that. All right, let's go to the
All right.
kit.
Right. And I guess I can go ahead and read this. We first have Flower of Foresight. Grants speed +3, grants attack speed +3 to units and allies within 3 spaces during combat. If any ally within 3 spaces of unit has bonus active, grants additional attack speed +2 during combat to that ally and additional attack speed +5 to unit during combat. And also, if foe initiates combat, neutralizes effects that guarantee foe follow-up attacks. Okay. So, from what I can see here, obviously you have like the drive attack speed +3. And as long as an ally has a bonus, you'll get even more attack and speed. Not only to that ally, but also to yourself. To yourself, it's attack speed +5.
Yep.
To the ally, it's attack speed +2. And then you have like
Half and a few, yeah.
half of an NFU if the foe initiates combat. That's interesting. And next we have the preference stance Fateful Dream, grants another action to target ally, and grants speed +7 and dodge to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit and target ally for 1 turn.
That's a lot of
Okay.
dodge.
Yeah, I mean, damage reduction, giving out damage reduction seems to be the theme for this banner.
Maybe.
Obviously this one's that sounds ominous. Yeah, this is definitely a lot more offensive orientated compared to the previous
Truly.
unit. Right.
I think
Okay, Joel.
And-
Joel, imagine this on Legendary Dimitri. You can have like 5 stacks of damage reduction.
Joel's plotting.
Right.
I'm a fan. Let's do this. I need him to survive Sublime Heaven. That is my goal.
That would be good. That would be very nice.
Of course, I think Sublime Heaven turns that off.
From what I'm reading,
Anyway, never mind.
So this dance skill, like, it's not just the unit you're dancing that gets dodge. It's like any unit within any ally within 2 spaces of the unit target unit. So you can theoretically just give all of your teammates dodge if you really wanted to and position correctly. That's very interesting, to say the least. I mean, obviously, like, not every unit will appreciate dodge, but, like, that is definitely very strong, especially, like, if, say, a sword infantry is having to consider between, like, Spurn or NFU in the B. Well, with all the NFU skills we've been getting, and now with this dodge, like, the B slot is now, it's, like, super open for, like, other potential things, like lulls, for example. So that's very interesting.
Also, if you're like on an SD team and you have like a speedy frontliner and then you have a speedy far saver, like, you know, like Valentine's Lucina, right?
Right.
Then you can like double up the dodge on both of them, which would be really cool and like difficult to deal with.
Or maybe like instead of Lucina, you can have Amelia.
Ooh,
Right.
There you go.
Nice plug.
Don't leak my strats, right? I was gonna say that like this dance is a lot more like team dependent than the previous dance, because the previous dance was guaranteed like damage reduction, whereas this one, like, dodge is good obviously, but it has to be on the right unit, because if you put dodge on a slow unit, it's still going to do nothing. So you have to think about your team comp a lot more with this one compared to the previous one.
And I think, like, in the end, like, the range condition is, like, extremely lenient, so I feel like it's super easy to get the unit you actually want to have dodge, even if you don't dance them. So, and, like, even besides that, like, dancing a unit is not exactly the most difficult things to do in something like Ether Rates or Arena. I assume with, like, this preference dance, like, with, like, a dual skill, it could potentially be used in Arena.
If he was a dual unit or scored well, you would probably be able to use him, yeah.
Right.
All right. Why don't we move on?
Definitely. Right. And as for the rest of the skills, we have attack speed unity, attack speed near trace, and crossburst speed, which is something I really want in the game, actually. So many units would really appreciate that.
That would be very nice. Like, there's a lot of times where like matchups just come down to those speed checks, so like being able to give it to your whole team in a line is pretty nice.
For sure.
Is attack speed near trace
Yes.
a new skill?
It does not exist currently.
Let's see.
Oh wait, really?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm surprised
really?
they haven't actually made it yet. 'Cause
We
the
have
far
attack
trace
speed
version
far
is-
trace from Constance, but we don't have near trace.
That feels like a missed opportunity by us. I don't know.
They will do eventually. I'm sure they'll add it eventually.
Right.
I'm sure, yeah. But yeah, it is surprising we haven't
My
done
theory
that
is they skip
before.
it altogether and go attack speed near trace 4.
Yep. Yep.
Oh boy.
Enables Kanto to inflict attack and speed -10. You know, some broken stuff.
Perfectly balanced as all things should be.
Exactly.
All right, and with that, I think we're done with Hyacinth. On to Tigridia. The VA for Tigridia is Pretty Dragon, and the art is done by Lynn Leon. And yeah, she's a Axe Flyer unit, and we can move on to her skills now.
Okay, I want this one. So this is.
He sounds so
Oh man,
enthused.
I'm excited. Flowers of Cruelty grants attack +3, grants attack +6 to allies within 3 spaces, and inflicts attack -6 to foes within 3 spaces. At start of combat, if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally and another foe that isn't the target, grants attack +6, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. But here's the highlight. Here's the thing I want so badly. Grants another action to target ally, inflicts attack -7 to foes, and dominance. Oh, my Winter Altina wants this so bad. Okay. To unit and allies within 3 rows and 3 columns centered on unit and target ally for 1 turn. Cannot target ally with sing or dance. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking of dominance on a singer dancer. Gotcha. And the skill treated as singer dance. And then Draconic Aura.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's like Vantage.
So-
Give me this skill. My Vantage users want this so bad.
Vantage and Gale Force. Like, the only thing bad with this about Gale Force is, like, you're probably gonna be so strong you might kill the unit in 1 hit and not get the Gale Force.
Right.
But, like, anytime I see a dancer that is melee, right, I always think Gale Force, because, like, then they can Gale Force and dance, and then with this dance is really powerful. So, like, if you do have those Gale Forcers on your team who can't get those kills, they're definitely gonna be able to get them now. And if for some reason you need to hit heavy blade checks, like maybe you're not using Thor or something, this is gonna make it way easier, right? You're getting a 12 attack swing. Like, actually more than 12. You're getting 19, right? Because you're getting 12 from the weapon and then inflicting attack -7 with the dance. So you're definitely gonna be able to hit those heavy blade checks.
Right. Like, I think a lot of people just forget how powerful dominance is, because the only other source of dominance we've had was on Bridal Micaiah. And obviously that's locked to a dual skill, which means you don't see that at all in Ether Raids. And
We also have Hilda.
obviously,
The dominance effect.
I beg to differ.
Everyone's favorite.
I forgot about Hilda, to be really honest. Forgot she existed. But anyways, what was I saying?
Before I rudely
Yes.
interrupted.
Obviously, Bridal Micaiah is. Obviously, Bridal Micaiah is not the best unit in Summoner's Duel, so you don't see her in there as well. So you generally just don't see her. But no, like, that dominance is such a powerful effect, and being able to give that to other units with, like, all the like attack swings that Oblivion mentioned that can help with Gale Force, or what Joel mentioned with Vantage, or just, like, in general, like, any sort of strategy, I think would greatly appreciate this. Some more than others, but yeah, very strong.
So what's really interesting is you'd have this give and take where you guys were talking about Gale Force, and probably your main Gale Forcer you'd want out of the range of dominance. But talking about these dancers, I mean, they never have enough. And so it's you could buff them up with dominance and leave your main tank or main carry out of the way.
Yeah, it's really powerful. Like, there's so many things you could do with this. And like you said, Vantage, right? Like, second you said Altina. You said Winter Altina, but I heard normal Altina. Because that's how my ears work. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, imagine this on Altina. Like, she already destroys everything, but with this, it's like a whole nother level.
Am I the only one that thinks dominance was
Right.
a mistake? Dominance shouldn't have done that.
I mean, I wish the Legendary Lucina had dominance, but obviously they went a different direction.
Oh my gosh, that would be scary.
I mean, to answer your question, 50% of the people that I go up against in Light Season all think that dominance was a mistake, because they all put their duo's hindrance on the far right, the 6th row, and every time they do, it's free win for me. Just Winter Altina and Micaiah, just clean house.
When it came out, I remember like people clearing ether raids with like level 1 Donalds because dominance was so good.
I remember that. I mean, I still use it to this day to like do those like the Peleus quests we had. Like, I got the 3-star Peleus and I used dominance to make him get the kill, get, like, the extra orb.
Did you use a level 1 Domal?
Yes. Yeah, it's actually level 1 Peleus. Look, those level up crystals are way too precious for me.
Oh my
to
gosh.
spend on Peleus, alright?
Actual truth. Speaking facts. Those things are valuable.
Do we have 2 hoarders in this stream here?
It sounds like it. It sounds like it.
Okay, what's the rest of the kit?
But no, like,
Oh, perfect. Yeah, they wanted this to be a Gale Force unit. Okay. We got Heavy Blade, attack defense near trace, which is fantastic on Gale Force units, and attack defense oath 4. All right, this unit would be a lot of fun.
the one thing that might hold us back is that there's no slaying effect, so you'd have to run Quick Impulse, or I guess also have like Raphael, or this is a flyer, right? So you can't run Times Pulse either.
Asker.
Right.
Yeah.
Or Asker, yeah. Or any like other way to like effects that can get that cooldown count down one.
The worst thing about
But,
this
like-
unit, though, is that I'm going to feel really bad having to kill it for Altina, right? Like, this unit's amazing, but see attack defense hold, like, there's nothing I can do about it.
Wait, this is Altina's best friend. How are you going to kill this unit for her?
Just pull
Just get
two,
two, just get
obviously.
two. Just need two, yeah. Hashtag protect the whales.
Yeah. But yeah, very interesting unit.
Yeah, so we might as well move on to Camellia, who is a colorless tome flyer. The voice actress was Isabel M, and the artist was our dearly beloved Kenmei.
That does explain a lot. Explains why it's so good.
This art's phenomenal. It looks so good.
All right, we might as well move on to the kits then. Let's see what she's got.
Oh boy, I guess that leaves me. We have Flower of Tragedy. Grants speed +3. Inflicts defense and res -3 to foes within 4 spaces during combat. And also, if penalty is active on those foes, inflicts an additional defense and res -3. If unit initiates combat and bonus is active on unit, or penalty is active on foe, unit can make a follow-up before foe can counter attack.
Yeah, so she has like a desperation effect in her weapon. That's interesting.
Very nice.
She also comes with Dreadful Dream, which grants another action to target ally, inflicts defense and res -5, and exposure to closest foes within 4 spaces of unit and target, and foes within 2 spaces of those foes for 1 turn. That's a lot of spreading exposure.
Who would have known fairies like to expose themselves?
Oh no!
I like to expose everyone according to this.
Oh my god!
Exposure is the thing that Thor had, right?
10 extra damage,
Correct.
I think, yeah.
Okay,
plus
correct,
10
okay.
true.
I'm remembering now.
I'm seeing another friend for Altina. I think Altina's just going to be surrounded by fairies.
Anything to bring her back.
Right, she never left. People just don't know.
I mean, the problem is that you need like a +10 Altina or highly, but
Well, no, you need a +10 Altina and her bonus season.
No. I use that.
Salt's, the salt's coming from this room.
Either way, this unit does look very, very cool. Like the playing on penalties, and obviously exposure is just amazing with anyone with the brave weapon. Even people who don't have brave weapons, it's still amazing. But when you have a brave weapon, it really takes it to the next level.
right. I guess the one thing that it makes this have like some trade-offs is that like exposure is only to the closest foes within 4 spaces, so it sort of acts like a menace when you dance. It's not like the last one where, you know, with dominance, you can basically, with the unit that had dominance, you can target basically any of the units and get that effect really well. This one is just the 1 or possibly 2 depending on the positioning. So I think it's a bit less flexible, but obviously like exposure is still super strong because like +10 true damage is always going to be good.
I think it's pretty similar to Duo Thors, right? Because Duo Thors works the same way, but it targets the unit with the lowest speed. So sometimes like that 2 space range outside of that unit doesn't hit the unit you want. But it's still like very, very solid, obviously, because a lot of times you can hit like 3 or 4 units with it.
Oh wait, I misread. It also does it within 2 spaces of those. Okay, never mind. Forget what I said.
I mean, you still have to hit like the primary menace like range in order to actually get the exposure off, and then it bounces off from there. So
Right.
you kind of had to like position correctly in order to do it. But it's a pretty lenient positioning, as long as like you're not facing like a brave Celiph or something that can nuke you from like 10 tiles away or something.
Right. I mean, I guess also like one thing to is that like at least for Gale Force, if like you don't dance, obviously you don't get this exposure, which means like the person going in, I guess as the initiator, won't have that true damage. But obviously like there are ways to like play around that, I think. But no, like obviously it's going to be a very strong unit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Basically like
Oh,
the penalty
you go.
queen.
Okay, yeah. So that's the skills. Switch, you want to read them? Or, I mean, you can just read the names.
She has attack speed catch 4, speed and res far trace, and defense res hold.
Very solid kit.
Yep.
I will say
And-
the one weakness that she has is like for any like Triandra users in the chat, you can you know that sometimes the AI decides to attack, and especially with her desperation effect, I think most of the time she will be attacking. So
Right.
that might come to bite you in the butt if you're trying to use her on ARD.
But the nice thing is,
Definitely true.
you can actually take off her preference weapon if that's your goal there, and you still have exposure. It's a lot of the other dancers, they tie a lot of their things that they do to their preference weapon, and so if you take it off, you're screwed, unless you have a level 1+1 Hatari Azura, and then everything works out.
Oh man. I
Yeah.
would like
I
to
mean,
take just
but-
1 second to look at this art though too. This attack art. Look how good that looks. So good. Oh my god.
I am
The colors, the stance, everything. She looks so
I
phenomenal.
am mesmerized by the wings. Like they look so good.
I love how it like really like glows and like you really feel like super radiant. I really like.
Yeah, we gotta get a petition to get Kenmei into Faye.
For sh-
Well, no, we don't. We just need Swiftsy to send in a comment.
Oh god, that's not this.
To the listeners who don't know, Swiftsy sent in a complaint that a skill wasn't working the way that it should have, and they changed it.
It worked.
Yeah. I bent IS to my will.
Like, no kidding. Actually changed it. This is not a joke.
Yep. It's actually because my dad works in Nintendo.
Oh.
So there you go.
that's all.
Can you ask your dad when the next like Fire Emblem game will come out?
Sure.
All right, better tweet that out afterwards.
Well, I think that's basically it for this video. What are all our closing thoughts on the units and the art and all the stuff?
I think the question more is, DTM, will you be summoning on this banner?
Oh man, if this was an actual banner, unfortunately, I think I would have to skip it because, obviously, like, I'm FTP. I'm a hoarder. I hoard all my resources. I don't spend anything because I'm sad like that. So, but like, some of these units are really tempting me. Like, especially the one that grants dominance. I think would be super cool to have fun with and play around with. Like, all these units I think are really cool and very unique, so I really do appreciate all of that.
I think this is like a whale banner. Like, if I'm summoning on this banner, I'm like getting at least 1 copy of each of them and a second one to, sacrifice to Altina. But like, other than that, like, it's a very this is like a powerful banner. Like, this is probably some of the best dancers in the game.
as the resident fairy simp, I would definitely have to summon on this banner. I don't know which one I would spark. I'd need some time to think about that, but there would definitely be some summoning happening.
And
Yeah,
Joel, what is your idea on it?
I mean,
What are your
I'm going
thoughts?
after the spark, and I'm getting tea. Like there's no doubt about it.
Big
I have this weird thing with buffing up Winter Altina. I can't explain it. It doesn't make sense, but I just absolutely love giving her way too much stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
It's fun.
I mean, ever since the day she took down a +10 Brave Hector, I was sold.
I don't think anything will beat that regular Altina being that +10 Hector.
In
That's
player phase. In player phase.
But no, like, I actually really do like all of these units. Like, they're all so unique, and all of them have a really clear strength that really opens up a lot of options. And that's something I really do appreciate. Like, units that help open up options to be able to use, like, other units. Like even going all the way back, like, we never had a defensive oriented dancer before, and like the first unit we encounter, like, that just makes a super interesting support option. And we talked a lot about, like, the dominance one as well, because we obviously know how strong dominance is. Like, I just love all these very unique effects being present. So yeah, this is a really cool banner that I really like.
The other thing I really like outside the kits is that I think that it does a really good job of, like, the art capturing their personalities. Like, you can kind of, like, see, like, with the Gale Force dancer, like, she is aggressive and she is powerful, and then her kit really displays that extremely well.
I really liked the special art. That's one of my personal favorites. It's just so,
yeah,
like,
it's really
brutal.
good.
So I think it's safe to say none of these guys are a demo, right? They're all 5-star exclusive.
Oh, actually, all of them are demotes. What do you mean?
Oh,
Well,
my goodness.
see, the third unit on the banner is always the demote, so that means I am gonna have a
Oh,
real easy path to this T. I'm all about
Big
this.
T.
Big T.
That basically closes this off. Thank you. Oh my god, I can't speak English. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on this little trip, this little adventure. One last thing before we technically and properly say our farewells. The next book, the next chapter, the next trailer that we're working on is the Realm of Hell. So, that being said, that is scheduled to be released in October, sometime then.
That's a lot of jelly.
So, yeah, it's going to be a jelly banner. But yeah, say your farewells, everyone.
I don't want to leave. I like it here.
The silence.
It's too soon. Let me stay there.
Thanks for having me on. It's been a lot of fun. I always love looking at theory crafted units, and these ones are very powerful and very interesting. So it's just been very interesting and cool to see what you came up with, or what your team came up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, likewise. Like, really thankful that I was invited, and always happy to be on. Really cool units, really amazing work that everyone in this project did, and yeah, it was super fun taking a look at these.
Yeah, it all looks amazing. We didn't get a chance to comment on the voice acting as much as we probably should have, but all of you guys did amazing. Like, the voice lines were fantastic. The art was great. I personally know how hard it is to put together a banner, so I cram you. Just the editing at the end looks fantastic as well.
I
Yeah,
died
guys,
editing, don't worry.
just remember to hit the like button, It only takes 5 seconds, but it really does help the channel out.
Reading off
Are
a
you gonna
script.
do that? Are you gonna do that every time? You
Yes.
just like laugh with me.
I think
That's DTM standard closeout, or not closeout. But
that's genuinely the best way we can end off this video. All right. Well, yeah, as Jill said, please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, thanks for joining me, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.